Shalom, shalom, shalom. Whatever you like to say. Peace, happy days, all that business. Unless I'm mistaken, it's the first day of unleavened bread. Do we keep it perfectly? No. Why? Because I ain't perfect yet. Why? Because I ain't. What are you keeping the law for then? Trying to. Why even bother? Because we're supposed to. Right. Been debating a lot on one of Rob Skiba's videos. Famous last words of Old and New Testament. Or something like that. Go and just put those words and you'll find it. Oh, this video is for you Christians, mainstream Christians. This video is also for Netzari Israelites. This video is also for Hebrew Israelites, Messianic, Yahudim, Jews. It's for everybody. If you're a Christian, I'm hoping to let you, hopefully, if the Most High will let you, see something, because this really helped to wake me up to the understanding we're supposed to be keeping His Torah, His laws, His instructions. Again, I ain't perfect unless He makes it perfect, but I'll try. Not to earn my salvation, because just I try, because it's how we're supposed to live. And for those of you who already have this sort of understanding, hopefully this will help you to convey the message to others. That's my hope anyway. So what I've done is this here, right? That, defined in biblical terms by Avi Ben Mordecai, is a DVD that really helped to wake me up. This is the most solid scriptural teaching I've ever come across, ever, to date. I bought this in 2010. I still haven't seen any teaching that tops this. You can't argue with it. It's too perfect. Well, that's a bold claim, but what I've done is I printed out the lesson study plan that comes with the DVD. I ain't going to read the whole thing to you. I've just highlighted bits. I'm going to read bits to you. I'm going to show you a few things, and hopefully you can take that knowledge and then apply it to reading the New Testament, and you'll see something different. It changes a lot of things. Okay? So, I'm just going to read bits. I'll put the scripture on the screen. If it's too quick for you, press the pause button. Right. Galatians 3:8. And the scripture foreseeing that Elohim, or God, would justify the Gentiles by faith, preached the gospel beforehand to Abraham. Okay, I don't like the word gospel, it's dodgy, so from now on I'm going to say the word Besorah, okay, instead of gospel or good news. Notice it says that Elohim would justify the Gentiles, all the nations, by faith, belief, preach the gospel beforehand to Abraham. The good news, the Besorah, was preached to Abraham beforehand. Right? I wasn't taught this. There's other scriptures that teach that. There's at least, I think, another 2 or 3 that basically say that the good news was taught yonks ago, before the Messiah came. Okay, just keep that to note. Okay, 2 Timothy 3:16. All scripture is inspired by Elohim and profitable for teaching, for reproof, for correction, for training in righteousness. Most Christians will use that and say, see, we can read the Bible and be taught from it, which is true. But remember, when that was written, the New Testament wasn't written. It was still being formed. So what scripture is he talking about? Obviously, what most people call the Old Testament, right? Okay, Matthew 22:29. But Yahushua answered and said to them, you are mistaken, not understanding the scriptures or the power of Elohim. Okay, so again, the New Testament was not written when Jesus, Yeshua, Yahushua, Yahawashah, whatever you want to call him, Messiah, okay, was around. So when he says the scriptures, he's talking about the Old Testament, right? It's the only thing that makes sense because the New Testament wasn't there. Okay, just keep that in mind. Okay, most of Christianity misunderstands Paul. I did, everybody, loads of people do. On the surface, it does seem sometimes like he's saying, don't keep the law. In other places, it seems like he's saying, keep the law. And it's like, what? Well, he studied under Gamliel, if that's pronounced correctly. Okay, very prominent rabbi. He's even known today. Now, a lot of Paul's letters are written with rabbinic type phraseology. Okay, you need to look into that aspect of him and what he's saying, because phrases like the works of the law, they were found in the Dead Sea Scrolls. It's a rabbinic term. So we read that and we think, oh, keeping God's law, the law of Elohim, we think, oh, you know, we read it wrong. Okay, so just take this into mind. 2 Peter 3:15-16. Paul, according to the wisdom given to him, wrote to you, as also in all his letters, speaking in them of these things, in which are some things hard to understand, which the untaught and the unstable distort, as they do also the rest of the scriptures, to their own destruction. Okay? If you read on later, he talks about don't be led away with the error of the lawless. Okay? So Paul is saying that, Peter, or Kepha, is saying that Paul's scriptures get twisted by people who don't really understand towards lawlessness and then onto destruction. That's mainstream Christian understanding of Paul. Oh, hey, don't obey the law, we don't have to keep the law. No, it's not what Paul's saying. It just seems like it sometimes. I'm going to show you some stuff. Okay, Numbers 15, 29, to 31. The person who does anything defiantly, whether he is native or an alien, that one is blaspheming Yahweh, or the Lord. Right? And that person shall be cut off from among his people, because he has despised the word of Yahweh and has broken his commandment. That person shall be completely cut off, his guilt should be upon him. Okay, so obviously that's a command, that's quite a sober warning, right? But he's saying they despise the word of Yahweh and has broken his commandment. There's a link between word and command, right? Bear with me. So, you've got the word linked to command, right? I just want to keep that in mind. Right? Deuteronomy 5:5. I was standing between Yahweh and you at that time to declare to you the word of Yahweh. Okay? Now, Moshe or Moses is declaring the word of the Creator, of Yahweh, to people. What is his word? It's his instruction, it's his law, right? The word law, when you check it, I'll put it on the screen, or on this screen, wherever, okay? The Strong's number's that, okay? And it also means instruction. Some people say it doesn't mean law, that it just means instruction in righteousness. I would say it means law and instruction, but either way, the law, the instruction, kind of the same thing. Right. Yeshayahu or Isaiah 1:10. Hear the word of Yahweh, you rulers of Sodom, give ear to the instruction of our Elohim, you people of Gomorrah. Okay? Instruction. Where you see the word instruction there, it's Torah. It's the same word, law. Okay? So, you've got the idea of instruction. As well. Okay? Right, Yeshayahu or Isaiah 5:24. For they have rejected the law of Yahweh, Sabaoth, or of host, or of armies, and despised the word of the Holy One of Israel. Or Kadosh One of Israel, more accurately. Okay, so again, you can see a corroboration there between law and word. Okay? It's kind of it's synonymous. Right. Next one, Yeshayahu or Isaiah 2:2-3. And many people shall come and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of El, or God, of Jacob, or Jacob, that he may teach us concerning his ways, and that we may walk in his paths. For the law will go forth from Zion, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. Right? So in that one, he's talking about teaches his ways, right? Ways. Okay? And that we may walk in his paths, right? Paths. Right? And again, for the law will go forth from Zion, or Zion, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem, or Jerusalem. So again, you've got word and law all mixed together, right? Torah or law, that's what we're talking about, isn't it? Okay. Micah 4:2. For from Zion will go forth the law, even the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. It's basically saying the same thing. You've got the word law, you've got the word Torah, So it is the same word. You know what I mean? Law and word. Okay, so it's synonymous. Okay. Psalms 119, 43 through to the end of 44. And do not take the word of truth utterly out of my mouth, for I wait for your ordinances. So I will keep your law forever. Correction. I will keep your law continually forever and ever. Okay, that seems pretty clear, but again, it says do not take the word of truth. So we've got another word now, truth, the word of truth. Blah, 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 ordinances, blah, blah, so I'll keep your law. So truth is also being shown to be synonymous. Okay? Right. This bit, have a look at this bit. Psalms 119, 142. Your righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and your law is truth. And your law is truth. He's just told you plain and simple, your Torah is truth. Okay? So the scripture is defining these as the same. Not my interpretation, really. It's not like, well, what does law mean? What does truth mean? It's telling you. Okay? Now, if you correct, this is a thing. This is what I want to show you. When you start to learn these things, and then you read the New Testament, or the whatever you want to call it, New Covenant, Brit Chadashah, whatever you want to call it, when you read it and plug these things in, when you come across these terms, you plug these things in and realise that it's often talking about this. Changes everything. And here's one example. All right, we just established that the truth is a law. Okay? So go to Romans 2:8. But unto them that are contentious and do not obey the truth, but obey unrighteousness, indignation and wrath. Okay? So there's the contrast there, truth versus unrighteousness. Okay? We've just found out that truth means law, so you can read that now and say that who do not obey the law or the Torah. Changes the meaning, right? To what we usually are taught. But obey unrighteousness. Well, that's the opposite of law, so that's lawlessness, non-law, right? Most Christianities are pushing for non-law. Don't keep the Torah, don't keep the law of Elohim, don't keep the God's law, no! Right. Romans 2:13. For not the hearers of the law are just before God, but the doers of the law shall be justified. Paul said that, believe it or not. When I first read that as well, I was like, There's another scripture where it kind of says, by the deeds or the works of the law, no man shall be justified. And people go, oh, well, you don't have to keep the law then. Again, that's a rabbinic term. If you look into it, it scrolls. Paul advocates we keep the law. Yeah, we're going to mess up sometimes. But I think there's a big attitude difference between, oh, well, if you break one command, you break them all, so don't bother. Against, well, let's just try and keep it to please Elohim. Right. Turn into page. Oh, one more. This one's a real good kicker. This one again happened to wake me up. Okay, Yochanan or John 17:17. Sanctify them in your truth. For, your word is truth. Right, so this is Messiah speaking. So Messiah is sort of praying to Elohim and saying, set these people apart, make them special. Okay, dedicate them if you like, make them kadosh, holy. Right? In the truth. Truth is the law. Okay? Your word is truth. Word, law. Right? That kind of blew my mind when I first came to it. Okay, Proverbs 6:23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the teaching is light. Okay, right, so commandment is a lamp, right? So we've got lamp here now as well now. And the teaching, well, teaching, instruction, kind of similar. Instruction there, okay, teaching, which is also another way you can translate the word Torah. It translates to teaching, okay? And the teaching is light. So Torah is light, the teaching is light, so we've got light as well now. Right? Psalms 119:105. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Okay, word is a lamp, well, a light to my path. Okay, the right path, the Odin, there. Path. Okay, again it changes it. But then what you do, you now go back to the New Testament, right? So go to Yohanan or John 8:12. Again, therefore Yahushua spoke to them, saying, I am the light of the world. He who follows me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. Right. So here the Messiah is saying that he's a light. Well, yes, he has light coming out of him, no doubt, when we meet him. But people say, oh, I've seen the light. I've received an instruction. I get it now. Right? Well, that's probably true as well. But we've just found the scripture itself is telling us that light is the Torah, the law, the instruction. The Messiah is also saying, okay, I am the Torah, the word, the law, the light of the world. He who follows me shall not walk in darkness. What's darkness? It's sin, opposite of keeping Torah. Shall not walk in lawlessness, then you can read that. But shall have the light. What's light again? It's law again of life. And the life to do the law as well. Yep, completely changes the way we've been taught. Okay, Psalms 119, 42 to 45. For I trust in your word. And now we know the word can mean Torah, right? We just found that out. So I trust in your law, you can read that as. And do not take the word of truth utterly out of my mouth. What's truth? It is law again. For I wait for your ordinances. So I will keep your law continually, forever and ever, and I will walk in liberty, for I seek your precepts. Liberty, freedom. Okay, I'm not talking about the pagan god Libertarius or whatever, just for the sake of what it's supposed to mean, freedom. We've taught in mainstream Christianity, if you keep the law, you're in bondage, and if you don't keep the law, i.e. you become very sinful, then you're free. Whereas Scripture teaches the opposite. There's a bit where the Messiah says, anyone who sins is in bondage to sin. Yeah. John 8:31 to 32. Yahushua therefore saying to the Jews who had believed him, if you abide in my word, the law, then you are truly disciples of mine, and you shall know the truth, the law, and the truth, the law, shall make you free. Liberty, free. So the Messiah is saying keep the law, and make you free. Because if you keep the law, you're not sinning, so you're not in bondage to sin, right?